Streaming is most of the time a liability for your business based on gaming content creation, and in this video I will explain you why. Welcome back everybody, this is Diego Master Novelli, trying to bring you the highest education possible on the business side of gaming content creation. I would like to talk to you about streaming very briefly, as much as briefly I can, because usually it takes me quite a good amount of time to actually treat a topic deeply enough for me to explain properly what I'm trying to convey to you. But anyway, we're talking about streaming. So streaming is most of the time seen as the starting point for anybody who would like to approach gaming content creation. And on one side, I should say it is something that you can actually approach because it's much easier to learn how to stream compared to learn how to make content. Even though being able to create content on the long run pays much more compared to only learn how to stream. Streaming has one big problem, okay? Which is usually seen from content creators who are already established. Streaming requires your presence. Okay? I know, shocker. It requires you to be there streaming. So basically, there is no leverage on your time because you can earn so much based on how many hours of stream you can put out. On a business perspective, this is not the best way possible to actually monetize your time and to employ your time, of course, because maybe if you're able to cut the tie between the time you work and the money you earn, you're able to, of course, produce much more revenue for you. And this should be always the aim when you're trying to establish a gaming brand, okay, as you as a personal brand. For example, let's say you stream like 5 hours a day, 6 days a week. It's quite a lot of time. We are talking about 30 hours you are basically almost wasting, because yeah, of course, I understand streaming is cool. You can start it up way faster compared to content creation like a gaming channel or stuff like that. It takes much less time to learn. You just have to watch a few tutorials on OBS setup and then you're good to go. But on the other side, it's going to be a liability on the long run. Consider that the vast majority of my students left streaming because at one point it becomes much more profitable to just create YouTube videos, and streaming is perceived as sort of a liability. It was not so profitable to stream compared to creating a YouTube video, because YouTube videos, when you are doing the things correctly, pays much more. Now, there is also a problem when you start streaming. Usually people understand streaming as streaming on just one platform, like they are selecting Twitch, they're selecting Kick, YouTube gaming, TikTok sometimes, or whatever. This is not the optimal way to stream, first and foremost. Okay, now let me take my loved whiteboard. So basically we said that streaming is suboptimal, okay? Why it's suboptimal? Because you can't really sever your time from your earnings. You have to stream to actually earn, okay? Of course, I'm not considering subscriptions from Twitch, from YouTube, etc. Those are a different kind of monetization strategy. You should consider that separately. I'm just talking about the possibility to show ad breaks. Okay, so I'm talking strictly about ad breaks, which don't really pay that much as well. And therefore, you're arbitraging time, your time, versus people's attention. There is some way where streaming can actually be good for you, and I will talk about it later. Okay? So we're talking time and attention. We are basically exchanging between user and content creator time, your time for the user attention, etc. Therefore, this is a problem because this time is not like your own time. they should be able to, the viewers should be able to exchange their time for their attention on your properties. But here you are trading your time for their attention, and also their time as well, of course, because they are actually spending the time to be live with you. But your lifetime, okay, the time that is currently passing for you can't be duplicated, okay, and can't be never recovered. That's a problem. That's a huge business problem here. This is why streaming is suboptimal. Now, it can be optimal in some ways. You can make it way more profitable. And this is something I explain in a separate lesson on my Patreon. You can find in the description of the video. But aside from that, let's see it this way. In order for this time, okay, you pass streaming to be profitable, this time should not only create what is considered a waste of time, which is basically the stream itself. It should also create something that can be reutilized. So like an asset, a business asset. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a VOD. If you are not reutilizing your VOD, you are basically wasting the time you pass streaming. Because the only reason for you to stream is to actually monetize the downtime you are passing while playing the game for a YouTube video. I know, this is shocking, okay? The vast majority of streamers earn much more from either memberships, the Twitch subscription system, etc., and YouTube ad revenue compared to the money they are making while streaming live. Yeah, someone is earning quite a lot of money through donation, but this is usually a unicorn. It's not something that you are able to achieve consistently, and it's not something that is predictable. Those are much more predictable. So I was saying, if you are not using the VOD, which is a asset, if you're not elaborating it in different ways, you're repurposing that content, you're basically wasting your time. Okay, then there is a particular way to actually use streaming, and as I just told you, you can find that way in my Patreon. And now let's focus on another thing. I was telling you before that, before opening my whiteboard, there is a problem, which is people usually elect one platform to stream on. Okay, call it Twitch, call it whatever you want. This is suboptimal. You should always multi-stream. Multi-stream is like the way to go. Why? Consider that one platform gives you so much reach. Okay, let's say you reach 100 persons. Okay, you have 100 in reach. You reach 100 viewers with just one platform. If I'm multi-streaming, I'm reaching 100 here, 100 there. Maybe I'm reaching 50 people here. Maybe I'm reaching 20 people there. And my summed up reach is way higher. Okay, compared to a single platform. Then if you're also streaming on places like Twitch, which doesn't have any internal discovery system, you're basically wasting your time, the double amount of your time, because you are streaming and not growing as well as a result of it. At least if you're multi-streaming, you are somehow trying to grow your brand. In particular, also, you should not bring people from one streaming platform to the other. You should always try to funnel those people from the streaming platform, okay, the SP, to other properties. For example, a Discord server or a mailing list. All right? Usually people just say to, if you're streaming on TikTok, I saw some streamers say like, oh yeah, come on Twitch. No, 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 no. You should not bring people on Twitch. You should bring people either on, yeah, YouTube or on Twitch if you want for him to have a better viewer experience, but you don't want them to have a better viewer experience. You want them to actually convert in some place where you can contact them again. So mailing list, Discord server, Telegram channel, whatever, but bring them on those platforms. And they will follow you naturally. Don't worry about that. You're gonna recover them somehow. But aside from that, what I told you, multi-streaming is the way to go. Always multi-stream, because one platform is not enough. You should always try and multi-stream on the most amount possible of platforms. I'm doing the same thing with my content here. You're seeing maybe a YouTube short here, then I have a Instagram account, a TikTok account, I have a X account or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I have a Snapchat account, I have a Pinterest account, I have a Facebook account, and my YouTube short is going everywhere outside from YouTube. The same thing can be said for some particular content. For example, my long form content, which is something like this, is then transformed into a short form content through different means. I can create also some written content, for example, out of the transcriptions of this video. All right. So basically, as I told you, streaming is suboptimal. You should stream eventually when you're starting out. You should not stream when you are much more established unless it is the primary way you earn money. Usually it is not. Usually it is not the primary way you earn money. Usually you earn money through membership and through YouTube ad revenue. Of course, those are the key monetization ways, but there are several different ways to monetize a gaming content creation brand. Aside from that, fantastic coffee. But aside from that, you can basically select different platforms to stream on, and you should also stream to create assets you can utilize again. Okay, you can basically use those assets to create other videos. There is a specific way to do it. As I told you, is in my membership. If you don't already know about my Patreon channel, you want to see what kind of content is posted there, you can just check out. There is a Substack, I think, newsletter down there. And you can ask for a trial where you can see some trial content. It's a lesson from Patreon, basically. You can watch the quality of the information there is inside, and you can establish if there is enough value for you to just enter the Patreon. But aside from that, that's it for today. I think I explained myself clearly enough for those who are well versed in the business aspect. So basically, stream only when you know when you know why you're streaming and how you should stream. Okay, that's it for today. Bye bye.